Welcome, everyone. It is episode 100 of This Week in Geek. My name is Ren Geekness. The main is on the loose today, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Zach Pope. How are you doing today, Zach?
Good. Strength and honor, man. I think with 100 episodes, it's time to announce to everybody, this is it. We're done.
This is it. We're done. We're never talking to each other again.
Never.
The friendship is broken.
Yeah. The contract's broken. We had signed with
a brother now that he's son.
Yeah. hey, we were able to start earlier today because he was nice enough to wake up at 5:30 and say, "Feed me, motherfucker." So I fed him, did everything, got him back to bed. But he also
said, "Go do your show, Papa."
Yeah, very much. Passed the fuck out and said, "Go do your show." So, yeah, absolutely. But no, man, episode 100 is wild. Did we hit 100 on the other one? We did, right?
We did 100, and we changed to this one. That was the thing.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, did we change to another one?
I think we found our niche with a weekly recap. Okay. And speaking of weekly recap, I think of all the things that happened this week, and there were quite a few big news-worthy moments or news that came out this week, but we're not talking about enough that the DCU has started. We're here. It's done. The Iron Man of DC is out, and it's out on Max with 2 episodes, Creature Commandos. So today, we're going to discuss those first 2 episodes. We are going to discuss how good of a start it is for the DCU, the little sprinkles, and I believe you've seen the whole show, right?
I have seen the entire series.
I've only seen the first 2 episodes, so when
you have? How? It's not out in the UK.
I'm Batman.
Okay.
I'm the DCU's Batman. I want to.
I have a question though. If you use a VPN, can you get Max?
Yeah, because we have Max in Portugal.
So I mean, and I understand why like people get frustrated that the UK kind of gets shit on this, but like, wouldn't just like if I lived out there, I would just use a VPN. So like, why?
Easy.
Why? Okay, easy. So people are just complaining to complain.
And I believe next year or 2026 is when everything's going to change around here, where we're going to be allowed Max because of the whole Sky deal that gets everything. That's Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
That's why we don't have Max. Like, we're legally not allowed to have Max because Sky has a contract with WB and all that shit.
Fuck Sky.
Exactly. I agree. But anyway, that's only our main topic for the show. If you're new to This Week in Geek, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for finding us, whether you're watching us right now live, listening to us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast from, or watching the replay on YouTube, whether you're out on your commute, on a jog, working out at the gym. Thank you so much for listening to us. Before we get to that main topic, we always like to do our weekly ranking segment. That's when me, Zach, and then you guys in the live chat go through everything we watched this past week and rank it from the worst to the best. And then we move on to the main topic. That's the topic you see on the thumbnail, on the title for this video. And then there's a little thumbnail on the community tab of my channel, and that's where you leave your questions for the third segment of the show, where it's just us answering as many questions as you have. We'll do our best to get to all of them. Obviously, we can't promise that we will get to all of them in every episode. So if you want to guarantee your question is answered, do feel free to use the tip link in the description or the super chat feature. With that out of the way, Zach, do you want to get started with our weekly ranking?
Yeah, I can, man. So coming in last, and just so everyone knows, every film I watched this week, I did really like. I just only watched 3 movies, because I didn't have any fucking time. Oh wait, no, I guess I saw another film, but I'm under embargo till Tuesday. I'll mention that I saw it.
I'm under embargo until Monday.
Okay,
I'll react to it.
I react. Oh, I know which one you saw. I see that Monday. Okay. Mm-hmm. Anyways, coming in last, again, I like this movie, is Memoir of a Snail. Have you seen this one? Did you get to see
No, I have to see it. I have a screener for it. I still have to watch it, but I've heard wonderful things.
So I liked it a lot. I didn't love it. And I don't know if that's just because I didn't know what to expect. A lot of people had hyped this film up. And it's very depressing. It's a very depressing movie. Like, honest to God, like, yeah, I didn't cry. I got a little teary-eyed at one point, but it's a really solid movie. You can tell how low budget it is in terms of like the clay animation, but I think the story itself is what's strong. It does get a little weird, very, very weird, but I enjoyed it for what it is. It's nothing that I would go back and rewatch, but it's one that like I would say, yeah, you should watch it. Up next after that, Nosferatu. I got to see again. It's fucking incredible. Every way, man. I can't wait to see your reaction to this one.
I cannot wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. I won't say more until you
provided that we don't have an embargo. My review will be up Wednesday.
Yeah, hell yeah. There should be no embargoes.
Tomorrow, you guys will have 2 reviews for me: The Brutalist, finally, I know, and Lord of the Rings: The War of the Rohirrim. Then on Tuesday, I may upload something else that I need to catch up on, and then on Wednesday, Nosferatu.
Hell yeah. Well, I also saw A Complete Unknown. I can't talk about it because embargo. Well, I can give my reaction, but that's on my Twitter. Go check it out. But I'll talk about it next week. But my number one of the week, I finally got to see this movie in theaters. I saw it yesterday. I saw it in IMAX 70 millimeter.
Oh, I know it's coming.
And I saw Interstellar in theaters finally. My favorite Christopher Nolan movie, one of my favorite films of all time. And to be able to experience it in theaters was like...
Because you had it, right? You missed it.
I'd never seen it in theaters. I'd never seen it until then. And it was already still one of my favorite films of all time and my personal favorite Nolan film. But getting to experience it in theaters was like nothing else. First off, we had 2 couples next to us. One couple was annoying as shit. And all I kept hearing the wife was, I don't understand this movie. And then the husband would proceed to talk and tell her. So I'll give them credit. They were trying to whisper, but like, it's like, watch a recap video, watch something that explains it after. Just enjoy the experience. Like, the couple next to me, though, silent the entire time.
That's how everyone.
But what I loved was every time something massive happened, I would see their audibly drop. I think my favorite one was when
Matt Damon drops Matthew McConaughey.
That was a big part where they were like, but the one was when they come back from the water planet and he's like, you've been gone for 23 years.
Oh yeah.
And dude, the wife was like, and she was just so in utter disbelief. And then that whole sequence plays out. And then my wife couldn't go with me, so she watched it from home right as it started.
Oh, nice.
So she was texting me her updates because it's her favorite movie. It's one of her favorite movies of all time, and her personal favorite Nolan. And after I was 5 minutes ahead of her, I think. So after the whole Matthew McConaughey watches all the tapes, I get a text and I just peeked real fast and it says, "Fuck this movie," and I'm like, "Yep." I love this movie so much. Seeing it in film, we were all the way in the back where we could hear the reels moving, so it just added this whole other thing. The score is just amazing. Literally, this is the reason you go to the movies, is for films like this. You can watch this movie at home and love it in every sort of way, but then when you actually get to see it in theaters, it's unlike anything else. And I'll genuinely be honest, there are certain movies I just do not rewatch at home because I've gotten that theatrical experience, or I'm very hesitant to watch it. Interstellar has never been that for me because I never got to see it in theaters. It will now be that way because I don't know how I will feel watching at home. I'll just be I wish I could see this in the theaters. The IMAX ratio was just fucking incredible. I'm amazed. Now I really hope that they do Inception in 70 millimeter and Dark Knight in 70 millimeter.
Oh, they have to.
Because I've seen Oppenheimer, Tenet, Interstellar. Those are the 2 other ones of his that if I just got to see, I'd be pretty happy. The Prestige also, if they did that, I would absolutely pay and go see that one in 70 millimeter IMAX, but I don't think they will. So
yeah, I don't think so either, sadly. Unless there's, who knows, for an anniversary or something. The 20th. Yeah,
that's true.
I can't believe the 20th.
Is it really?
Yeah, in 2 years, 2026. Wow. 20 years old.
Wow. I love the Prestige.
The Prestige is incredible. All right.
Exactly.
For my weekly ranking, I didn't watch too much. In fact, there's one thing I can't talk about too much. I can give you my reaction, even though I didn't put one up on Twitter. In last place, I finally saw the Halle Berry movie, Never Let Go.
No, it's an amazing movie.
It's not good. It's not good at all. It doesn't make a lick of sense when it all comes together.
Sure?
It's vague. It's grasping at straws, for lack of a better term. It doesn't really commit to any one interpretation, but in a bad way, not in a, oh, it can mean all these. No, it can't. Like, you have to, like, there's clearly a mythology here with what they're trying to do. And I got to the end of the film and I was like, I don't get it. And I can guarantee you, I have gotten much better and more nuanced and complex films. This is just not worth the watch. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your money. So don't go for it. On top of that, I'm going to go with The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. Watch out for the review tomorrow. And in first place, I'm going to have juror number 2. No, actually, this comes in second place. I want to rank something else on top. Juror number 2, the Clint Eastwood film.
I'm excited for this.
I watched it. Really solid. It is almost great. The ending doesn't land for me. Did you see this one?
I have not.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch it. I think it comes on Max in 2 weeks, so I'll watch it then.
Yeah. I wanted to see what your thoughts were on the ending if you had seen it. Yeah, the ending doesn't quite land for me. It just doesn't fit the rest of what the movie is. But it's overall quite good. I would put it like, when it comes to Clint Eastwood movies, I would put this one slightly above Richard Jewell, which is a really good movie as well. Again, short of great.
Is there any fake babies in this, like from American Sniper?
There are no fake babies. It is better than American Sniper. I will say that. And I like American Sniper.
I love
American Sniper sucks. Never been that guy.
I loved American Sniper.
Also never been the guy who adores American Sniper. I just think quite a good movie. Yeah, quite a good movie. All right. On top of that, what was this week? Was it episode 9? It was episode 9 of Dragon Ball Daima.
That was awful. That episode was terrible.
You didn't see it, did you?
Yes, I did. I'm caught up now.
Okay.
Yes.
What did you think? Why did it not work for you? Okay, didn't see it.
I haven't seen a single episode yet. I want to. I'm waiting till the season finishes.
This was a really fun episode where clearly it's number 1, so I really enjoyed it. But it's an episode where you have everything that I like about this show so far, but also every issue that I have with this show so far is highlighted in this episode. We only have 11 more episodes to go. We're essentially halfway through. Goku and Vegeta and Piccolo, they still are not together. They ran into each other in this episode, and they didn't have room for everyone on the plane, so Goku was like, all right, anyway, we have to go. See you guys later. And we've been at this since episode 2. It is beyond frustrating right now. But at least now we have a proper direction for what the next 11 episodes of the show will do. I think what's best about the show is the mystery aspect to it when it comes to its villains, but I don't think any of the new characters have popped aside from Glorio. Glorio is the only new character introduced in the show that I'm genuinely interested in, that I feel I've gotten to know more on the span of these first 9 episodes in a meaningful way. So hopefully Dragon Ball Daima gets better. I am thinking of probably reviewing it when the time comes, so we'll see. All right, and with that out of the way, like I said at the top of the show, the DCU has begun.
The DCU.
The DCU has begun. James Gunn has come out with Creature Commandos. First 2 episodes are out. Zach, do you want to? You have a review for the show on your channel, right?
I do have a review. Yeah, full review for it's non-spoiler, obviously. The only thing I talk about is stuff that's seen in the trailer. So
I don't want to ask you then what your thoughts are on the show, because if you want to see Zach's thoughts,
no, you can. You can.
I want to start off with asking you. Obviously, you have as much information as I have. Obviously, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We know what they give to us. How do you feel this fits or works as a starting point to the DCU? Because we have seen some imagery, we have gotten some references. I have been told of a few things in the next few episodes, particularly episode 4, of a shadow that we see. So how do you feel about the DCU now that we have the first chapter, for lack of a better term?
It's not a kickoff, it's a punt. That's the way that I put it. It's a nice. This isn't the true kickoff. This is something in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if the world genuinely, and I'll say this, I honestly think was supposed to be live action. I really think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Suicide Squad failed. This started getting made right after, like immediately right after. But instead of being, I think they just had decided, let's just make this into an animation. And I think Warner Brothers greenlit that. So part of me, like after I was done watching this show, I said, I really wish this was live action. I think if it was live action, it would have been, I think that would have been a kickoff. Since it's animation, I think for me, what Creature Commandos does as a whole is it gives an entertaining time. It's a very fun show to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But as a kickoff to the DCU, I think it's an awesome time. I think it's, and I said this in my reaction, it smacks you right into the middle of it. Tells you, this is what's canon, basically. Okay, Peacemaker basically is canon. We'll find out more about what's canon. And James Gunn's kind of talked about this now in interviews, is that if something is mentioned from previous movies, it is canon.
Yeah.
This one, Rick Flag Sr., Rick Flag Jr. is dead. He died in the Suicide Squad. They mentioned Project Starfish, all that stuff.
Yeah. They mentioned the Amanda Waller thing.
Exactly. And there's further things that in later episodes they just mention. Or you see. There's a character that pops up that I was like, that's fucking cool. I like that.
You have to tell me in the private chat.
It's in the trailer. So I can.
Trailer.
Okay. I'll say it right there in the private chat. If you want me to talk a little bit more, I can.
Oh, I knew he was. Yeah. I knew he was going
So this is in the trailer. It's not a spoiler. Clayface is in the show.
Voiced by Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, not a massive part. I'll say that. But where he shows up at, I thought was awesome. I dug it. But what that points out to me is like, oh, we're getting a fantastical Batman in this universe. If Clayface is in here, then fuck yeah, that's the way we're going. So that's kind of the way that I like it, is that it doesn't tie in directly to anything, or I don't know what like the next direction is. But what I do know is that it smacks you right in this universe. I like what we're establishing in this DC universe, and it makes me excited to see what Superman is. And hearing James Gunn talk about how like there's not one big interconnected story. All these characters are just in the same world. That I like. That is going to make it easier for me to be like, hey, Dad, you should watch Creature Commandos. Oh, yeah? Why? Well, you don't have to watch anything else. You can know other things, but you don't have to. Same thing with Superman, Lanterns, and so on and so forth. And I think that is smart. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Again, I don't think this is like, oh my God, this is going to hook me into the DCU. But as someone who was just excited to see what James Gunn was going to do, this definitely knocked it out of the park for me. Regardless, I do have some questions about things that they do that I'm sure I'll get answers to eventually, and some things that I'm like, I don't know about that. But I will say, and I'll just say this, just as a tease for the entire show, there is one thing towards the end of the show that it's just a me thing, by the way. This is not like, I don't want to hype this up and be like, oh my God, everyone's going to flip out at this. But there is something towards the end of the show that I just sat there and I was like, yep. James Gunn is for me.
Will I flip out about it?
No.
Okay.
You'll be like, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I could tell you in the private chat right now, and it'd probably be something you'd expect.
Okay.
You want to know or no?
Is it a big spoiler like for the show?
No, it's not story related. It's just you see a character and that's it.
drop it then. I'm fine with that. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. I wouldn't flip out. I'm like,
No. But for me, I did.
Yeah.
Like
No,
when
I
I
know
like,
I-
and it's literally like I think it's the last episode. I think it's the last episode. But like, I saw that and I was like, fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
Do you so what having only seen the first 2 episodes, what I've noticed so far is clearly and as you would expect, I want to say,
Sex and violence.
also that, but so far what I've noticed is okay, clearly per episode we're focusing on a different character. So first one is Rick Flag, second one is the bride. I know episode 4 is Weasel, I believe.
If from my memory, yes, I think it is Weasel, or it's 5. I can't remember. 4 or 5 is Weasel.
Okay. Because I heard James Gunn talking to podcast that he was looking forward to episode 4 for everyone to see. I mean, he was looking forward for everyone to see episodes 4 and 7 specifically.
I filmed reactions after each one,
Okay.
and I know my title for that one is different. So let me look real fast and
Okay.
I'll tell you.
You check for it. Let me know.
4. It's 4.
4.
Yeah,
Episode
it's 4.
4. All right.
4 is the Weasel one. 4 is the Weasel one.
Yeah. All right. What's episode 7? Do you know? Do you remember?
Is that the last one?
I don't know. I don't know how many episodes this have. If 8 and if 7.
7 is the finale. I know.
Okay.
I don't want to say who that one is.
No, don't worry then. Don't worry. All right.
But that one's fantastic. I mean, genuinely seeing the backstory of every character, like honestly, and it's really cool how they tie it in eventually. Like obviously, episode 2, you see the bride like get her background, and it's like the way it's tied in with her, like Cersei getting punched and shit, or Cersei punching her.
Mm-hmm.
I thought was very unique. Every episode kind of does that. Dr. Phosphorus. Yeah. His is really cool too. I didn't know he was a Batman villain, by the way. Like just like in terms of comics, I didn't know he was a Batman villain.
Yeah, but he's very minor. I believe he's in the Lego Batman movie. I believe he showed up in there. But yeah, he's a very minor character. But I'm loving what Alan Tudyk is doing with his voice and his personality, as well.
G.I. Robot.
G.I. Robot is so good.
Yeah.
So,
did you notice? Wait, I don't know if it. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say because I don't know I can't remember what was shown in the first 2 episodes directly, except like there's an image that I'm like, oh, is that?
Is it the image where people are crucified?
No.
Okay. Because that's not in the first 2 episodes, but I've seen it. No. So it's probably in his episode.
Because it's like a picture. They don't say that, by the way. They don't say it. I just assumed.
Or at least I don't remember seeing the picture if they showed it.
Watch, there's no picture, and I just dreamed of it.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I've only seen the first 2 episodes, so this is not really going to be I'm going to give my perspective. Whether me and Zach disagree or not, we're not at an even playing field where we can argue.
However you feel.
The other way. Mm-hmm.
First 2 episodes, I probably understand.
Exactly.
I love James Gunn. I love this type of shit. I love.
Same.
I knew that.
Same. Yeah. I've loved Peacemaker. Love Guardians 2 and 3. Love the Suicide Squad. Like the first original Guardians of the Galaxy. Really like the original Guardians of the Galaxy. As someone who's only seen the first 2 episodes, as a show, I'm having a blast with Creature Commandos.
I agree.
It's funny. It's irreverent. Sex, violence, all the good shit, all the good mix-ups. As a kickoff to the DCU, there was one episode me and Zach were doing at one point in this show where we were discussing if they were really going about the DCU starting over in the right way with the right approach. As Zach said, this is, even though I don't 100% get the analogy, I can understand what it means. This is a punt, not a kickoff. again, I'm not putting down animation. Don't get me wrong. It's just most people, unfortunately, will pay less attention to something if it is animation, even if it is adult-oriented animation, which is what Creature Commandos is. I don't think this works as a kickoff because it immediately is starting off with the same issues that so many people are having with the MCU since it started doing television. It's a lot that people are going to have to catch up on. And if it just drops you right into the world, that's good. But because of the approach of a soft reboot, I don't think it does this universe.
I still feel a little weird on it. And I'll say this. For the most part, you could have just rebooted and this would have been fine.
Yeah, it would have been fine because number one, you are. So this podcast, I was watching this week's Happy, Sad, Confused with James Gunn.
Yeah.
And he told us the backstory of how Creature Commandos came to be. So he started writing this. He was invited to do this before he ever took over DC. He started writing Superman before he ever took over DC. So he wasn't worried about what's canon and what's not. It's just the animation shows some things that clearly they only animated this after the DCU came together with James Gunn and Peter Safran, as a concept at least. And why I don't think Creature Commandos works, it's because it immediately kicks you off in a very rocky surface where, yes, they're referencing the Suicide Squad. Yes, they're referencing Peacemaker. But then you're also trying to establish this new universe with this new version of Wonder Woman and this new history with the Sons of Themyscira. And everyone knows about Themyscira. And we see Wonder Woman. And apparently Shaggy is canon to the DCU. He exists in the world of DC this time. Was he ever canon in the DCU? We never established that either way. We never said.
I think he was. I think he was actually Doomsday.
I never saw anything that denied it. So, but yeah, as a show, I am of two minds on Creature Commandos. As a show, really good fun so far, at least. Really good fun, irreverent. I like everything about it. I like its whole vibe and aesthetic and what it's going for.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Not about the show. Okay. Mm-hmm. So in terms of the DCU, do you think it'd just be better if he just came out and said, and honestly made a video that said, this is what's canon, this is what's not? This movie is canon, except for this, and this.
Yeah.
This movie, this show, Peacemaker, is canon, except for the Justice League.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I think that would certainly help. Again, I think that trajectory is immediately faulty. But if you are doing that, you should absolutely do a video or what's the term? A public service announcement of sorts.
Like he did with the announcement, though.
Yeah.
You know, and they posted
put a video out titled, "What is the DCU?" And it's just James Gunn explaining it all. Yeah. Again, still very faulty, still very messy, still very confusing.
Do you think the reason he's not doing that is because what's canon is what he's made?
Yes, but
because genuinely, the only thing that he did not make that is canon that we know, we know the character is Blue Beetle. We know Sholo, right? Sholo,
yeah.
We know he is going to be Blue Beetle in this world. Animation, live action, does not matter. Is his movie canon? I don't fucking know, but we know him as the character is.
But
so
he hasn't answered that either way.
So it's like, for me, it's like,
you know what I'm happy isn't canon? Shazam.
No, I love Shazam.
Yes,
but yeah. I don't want to get into that. I'm so annoyed with that.
Too many external factors on that one, but I generally like the movies.
There's so much things that are ruined now. Like
there is, because people are stupid.
Well, it's also just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you still talking? Shut up. He's talking because he's not relevant anymore, and he misses it. So, like I said, Creature Commandos, I want to see it improve. I want all of these doubts, all of these fears, all of these uncertainties to go away. I just don't think they're having the right approach to it.
I think this should have came out after Superman. I think they should have waited.
I think this should have come out after Superman. If it was to come out before Superman, it should have been a movie. It should have been a live action. I'm sorry, it sucks because animation is great. The animation in this show,
dude, this animation pisses me off because I love Invincible. I love the comics. The new Invincible season 3 trailer came out today.
Yeah, I saw it this
morning.
And
I'm watching this and I'm like, why is the animation in the teaser trailer better than the animation in this?
Mm-hmm.
And it makes no sense to me because I don't know their budget. I don't know what their idea is because it looks like it's coming off the comic script, the comic book, but so does Creature Commandos, and it looks so vibrant and awesome.
Yeah. In Invincible, it feels like every bit of color is dialed up, so they don't even play with depth of field. They don't play with lighting. No. They don't play with brightness, with color. It's yeah, I'm with you. And after season 2, this season 3 better be really good.
I will tell you this, because season 2, I mean, it's been out for a while, so I'll spoil it.
Yeah.
For people who haven't, the sequence when he sees his father again is like one of my favorite things in the comics, and it was the best thing of season 2, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I felt there's 2 things wrong with season 2, and we'll get back to Creature Commander, guys. Don't worry, but because I still want to keep talking about it. But
we have time.
My problem with Invincible season 2 was, first off, the long break. That was the worst fucking thing you could have ever done for that show.
Any sense, especially when you have so little development to the story or to the characters in the first half.
Yeah. And second, and this is just the thing with the comics, and I like that they've kind of tried to rearrange stuff, but I think they rearranged quite a bit in season 2, and season 2 is very much more of a setup. Anissa, I think you get to meet in the last 4 episodes, the girl who comes in with the big tits and beats the shit out of Mark. In the comics, she doesn't come till like way later. Way later. Do you know anything about her, by the way?
No, I know she's a villain, right?
No. I'm gonna private chat you something.
I know she's got big tits, apparently, but that's it. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They're not going to do that in the show.
No fucking way.
They are 100% not doing that in the show.
No. But I'm hoping season 3 is like better because now season 2 is set up all the little plot lines we need to know.
Before we get back to Creature Commandos, is Invincible like any different to the comics? Is it like pretty faithful?
Dude, it's like genuinely, because when the first season came out, I bought every comic because I just had to know where the story was. Yeah. At this point, I get mixed up with where the fuck we're at because it's so close to it that sometimes I'm like, wait, did this already happen? Did this not? It's just sometimes they mix around things.
Okay.
Just little. So like, I'm
gonna tell you something. There's this.
The blue suit sucks. I know. I'm in the blue suit sucks.
The blue suit does not look good.
Everyone thinks it's better, and I've never agreed.
No. Because I've seen pictures in the comics. It look like, forget which suit I prefer. Like, if I just see it in the comic panels, it's like, yeah, this suit looks good. I definitely prefer the original, but it looks good. It's designed well. They got all the proper shades and all the proper shadows and the lines and all that. When I saw it in the teaser, it looks flat.
Yeah.
Again, because they don't play with color and shading and lighting and all that. And yeah, I didn't like how it looked. That was not what I was gonna ask though. Before we move back to Creature Commandos, there's a channel I watch on YouTube called Variant Comics every now and then, just to see like comic recaps if I want to get into a certain comic, like let's see what it is about or what that. And I remember one time they covered how Invincible ends in the comics and all that. I know for a fact I watched it this year in 2024, completely forgot it. It came in one ear and went out the other. I do not remember because I remember
back half of the comics.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah, the back half of the comics is very hit or miss. I think it's fun, but I think the first half is stronger. than the back half. So
Fair.
that's the one piece I don't think they need to change, but I do think they need to just tighten up a bit. I think it goes on a little too long, in my opinion. That's kind of the best way to put it. But back to Creature Commandos.
Back to Creature Commandos.
Because, animation. I fully agree with you. I think this should have been a live action series. I think it would have been fucking badass to launch a live action series on HBO Max. Or, like you said, a movie. But I think a couple of things need to happen here. And I say this as someone who loves this show and thinks this is a really awesome kickoff. Or punt, more per se. But this should have came out after Superman. Because it would have been awesome. You launch Superman, and then you're like, what's next? Oh, Creature Commandos. That's cool. Animation.
You know what that would have felt like? Creature Commandos, very oddly, coming out after Superman, it would have felt like a very James Gunn move.
Yeah. And people would have gone and watched, and I think there's a chance that when Superman comes out, people are going to go back and watch Creature Commandos.
I hope so. I hope I'm wrong and people watch it now. Forget about going back to it. I hope they watch it now. I just don't see it happening. And
it just seems like this, like you said, it was already in the pipeline. They were already making it. Yeah. And they're like,
it doesn't feel like it commits to one thing or the other. It's just like there's all these new elements of canon, but all this thing you knew before is also still here. Not all the things, but a lot of the things you knew before. And so you're not sure about either thing. Okay, so if this is canon, like remember all the shit that when Marvel started doing TV shows, people are like, oh, do I have to watch this, and this? Like with how Creature Commandos introduces this universe, I can see so many people going, oh, so do I need to go back and watch Man of Steel and Wonder Woman 1984 and
that's a big piece.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. My dad, who does not know shit about this stuff, he's going to get confused. He's never seen a single DC. He's seen Man of Steel, Suicide Squad, and maybe like two others.
Wait, has he seen Suicide Squad or the Suicide Squad?
Both. He's seen both of them.
Okay. What a
He's
shame.
going to be confused. He's going to be confused on what to watch, what to click. You know what I mean? What do I have to know? Peacemaker? I don't know.
And you know what sucks? As much as I've always been I wouldn't even say a big defender, but a defender nonetheless of the DCEU, that universe all by itself was already messy and confusing as it is. In terms of what's canon and what isn't. So now bringing so many elements of that universe here and pretending and not committing to anything, it's either hard reboot or not. The point is, I don't think a soft reboot works in this situation. With this whole revamp where we're starting over, new creative team, we're going to have all these different projects, and the commitment they want to give artists and directors and writers the liberty to work, that's incredible in concept. That's ideally what you want, what everyone wants. But because of all this baggage that you have with the DCEU, it's just going to hurt the kickoff. It's just going to hurt the momentum. It's a good thing that their first movie is Superman. And I guess at the end of the day, because Creature Commandos is so niche, because it is animation, because it is a TV show that, as we've established, is not available everywhere around the world at the moment, it damages the exposure, the necessary exposure, where you want to tell people who are watching the show, hey, listen up, this is a new universe. And we talked about all the little trinkets of canon that need to come along with it from the previous universe, but Superman really essentially is going to need to do what Creature Commandos is already doing, of letting people know this is a new universe, and is a new universe that is already in motion. Are we going to hear about the Sons of Themyscira in Superman? About what Cersei did? About these monsters that went with Rick Flag to, I don't even know the country they're at with the princes and all that. I don't
remember. Yeah. But that is the thing. We might hear one little line. But I think, I think everyone knows this. If Superman has to be like one of the best things ever. Yeah. Honestly. It genuinely, and I hate to put that on James Gunn's shoulder, but if Superman's like just good, the DCU dies.
Yeah.
We'll get we'll get Supergirl, we'll get Lanterns, well, maybe, I don't know. David Zaslav might axe it, but
I think we'll get everything that's already been announced that it's being made, while
Mhm.
everything else that they've announced, but James Gunn has in the meantime said this isn't ready yet. I think those.
Let me ask you: do you think there's a reason why he has not said Batman or anything like that? I think
No, he
there is
said
a pop-
Batman is not ready. Brave and the Bold is not ready.
but the reason it's not ready is
Yeah.
because we're waiting on Superman. DC wants to see, Warner Brothers wants to see what Superman does.
I don't think so, and I'll tell you why. Because in this podcast where he said Brave and the Bold is not ready, I believe he mentioned he said that Booster Gold is also not ready. But he also did say something this week was greenlit. He just can't talk about it, but it was greenlit. What I think he means when he says not ready is the script isn't finished, so we're not even in the proper position to green light this or red light it. There's nothing to give the green light to even. So
I think the thing that was green light
it's a matter of finishing the script, and once the scripts are finished, and then David Zaslav wants to kill it. Sure, that's we're killing it here and now, but I don't think it's that, at least yet. Especially now that
greenlit. I'll say this: I think it's that Themyscira show. I think the scripts are done.
Could be. I was thinking Swamp Thing, and I would much prefer
maybe
Swamp Thing.
I would prefer Swamp Thing too.
Yeah.
Fucking who's doing it? What's James the guy's Mangold. Name? Yeah, James Mangold. Yeah. So.
Speaking of James Mangold, small tangent. Is it true that the new, not that I could get it either way, is it true that the new Indiana Jones game is first person?
It is. So it is all first person. But no. I was the same way when it was announced. It literally killed all my excitement for it. Best choice they could have done. Genuinely the best choice. And I say that
way, so I'll have to go.
It comes out on PlayStation next year. Okay. So as someone, like, this is just a tangent, but who gives a fuck? It's our podcast, and it came out this week, so we get to talk about it. So I've been, when it was first announced 5 years ago, out of the moon excited. I was like, this is gonna be
5 years ago that was announced?
Almost 5 years ago it was, I think.
Okay.
Machine Games was announced to do it. They made the Wolfenstein games. Okay, they're the ones you kill Nazis in there. They're making an Indiana Jones game. That's the fucking perfect mix.
Yeah.
And then they said it's first person. I said, oh man, that's a terrible choice. Best choice they could have done. I could never imagine this game as third person. I have thoughts on, there's a game called Deus Ex Human Revolution where it is first and third. And I think that's the route they should have gone a little bit more of, where it's like sometimes when you're just walking around, it's third person. But when you get into the action and stuff, it's first person. When you're solving puzzles, it's first person.
And if you're confusing.
No, it really works well in that game.
Okay.
And I think Indy could have worked, because sometimes you do go in the third person. When you're climbing up your whip, it's third person. When you're doing little things, it's third person. But the punching, attacking people, solving puzzles, all first.
Okay.
It makes you feel like Indiana Jones, though. You hear him talking to himself. You're like, what? Like when you're trying to solve puzzles, and the puzzles are hard. It genuinely feels like you're watching the movie itself, or watching and being a part of the film. It is, for me, an Indiana Jones experience. It's not all action. Indy gets his ass kicked. Like, it's not a gun game. Like, you have a revolver. That's your, like, last point of reaction to pull that fucker out. Or grab someone's gun. Yeah. Your whip, you have a stamina. You get the Harrison Ford punch, like the uppercut. Like, he has all of that. It is really fun. But the thing that really won me over, the gameplay is fun. It's a little bit repetitive, and it's stealth-like. But it feels like an old school game that, like, we would have gotten like the 2000s, where it's puzzle solving with some action here, but it's the story that's so fucking good. It's amazing. And the levels.
Where is it canonically?
A year after Raiders of the Lost Ark. So
Okay.
it kicks off right when Marion left him.
Okay, so before Last Crusade as well. Cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's so good, and it adds something that like I didn't expect to indie.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's adventurous, and like I said, the levels are fucking massive. There's a level that one of the first levels you go to is the Vatican.
Mm.
And it plops you down. It says, go here. So you start walking there. And then you get like 3 side quests to do. Hey, like you meet another archaeologist and their assistant's missing. Some Nazis stole him or kidnapped him. So, you know, okay, if I can find him, I will.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's this underground fight club, but I have to dress like a Nazi to get into it. Okay, let me find a disguise. Oh, I can dress like a priest. It's so intricate. And then there's some levels that are just straightforward, do this.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a game that, dude, the more and more I played, the more and more I fell in love with it. Like, it is so good. And Troy Baker, guy who plays Joel, does the voice.
Yes.
So good. So good.
Actors we have working today.
Yeah, so good.
I don't know how that dude is not an on-camera actor either, because that's a good-looking man. As a supposedly straight man, I can tell you that's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So before we move on to your questions, remember to leave your questions in the community tab or use the super chat feature if you want to support the show. Zach, what's the verdict? Creature Commandos, good show, good start to the DCU. Where do you land?
It's one of my favorite shows of the year, just in terms of entertainment. I think in terms of the DCU, maybe it's not the best kickoff, but I think it's an awesome, fun one. I can't say that this is going to be the thing that like definitively like, oh yeah, the DCU is going to be the best thing ever. It might be. There's a lot of stuff that made me go, oh, that's awesome to know that this is in this world.
Yeah.
But Superman is going to set the tone for everything. Superman isn't just the most important piece of the puzzle. It's genuinely the most important thing for this studio. Because if Superman fails, we get the rest or whatever's been made and filmed, and that's it.
Yeah.
Or maybe like, for instance, like Lanterns comes out and it's amazing. Gets raving reviews. We'll get a season 2. But that's it.
100%.
Like, but Superman, and I'm not saying Superman has to make $1 billion. The reviews and reaction from critics and audience members have to be amazing. My wife is not excited for Superman. She is very sad that Henry's not coming back. And there's going to be a bunch of people that are like that.
I'm with her.
I'm sad too.
I agree.
But I'm also really excited to see what David Cornsweet can do.
Same. They are not.
And I've been telling her that. And I've been telling her this. I'm like, your favorite superhero is Superman. You should be so excited that like this is kicking off the DC universe. And she says she won't go see it, but I already know. The second I get that invite for the screening, I already know she's gonna go see it. And she's gonna judge it with her own eyes and whatever.
Exactly. So. And look, Superman doesn't have to make $1 billion. It most likely won't make $1 billion.
Over or under, what do you think it makes right now? Before the trailer, before anything. Just what prediction? I feel like we're pretty good at this.
If it gets good reviews, 600-700 at a push.
Okay. I'm thinking 450 to 500. Okay. Budget's really good. I think the budget's only like 125.
125. Yeah, as long as it has to at the very least break even. Let's just address that. Especially if it makes profit, as long as it is well received by critics, by audiences, everyone embraces it. And of course, provided it doesn't like properly flop, Superman's okay. It doesn't need to be the biggest box office juggernaut. It probably won't be. And I'm not saying
it has a lot of competition.
I love Man of Steel. That movie was not a big box office hit. No Superman movie has ever been a major revolutionary box office hit. It has been a hit in the 70s with the first few.
Dude, you know that trailer is going to say the kickoff to James Gunn's DCU, the guy who brought you Guardians of the Galaxy.
James Gunn's vision for DC Comics, blah, blah.
He went from Marvel, and now he's going to the DC. They're going to play the shit out of that.
They are.
But this movie would make a lot more. I still am not with the release date for this film. I think pushing this. I think it's a good date, but having it between Jurassic and Fantastic Four, nah.
Yep.
I still don't think it's a smart idea.
Especially because as things stand right now, and everything could change in February, people are saying the streets are saying Marvel's back, like back.
Yeah.
Not one of those we're so bad.
I already know what's gonna happen. Cap's gonna come out and it's gonna be fine, and people.
But now in general,
"Eh."
like with Agatha, which was a surprise, everyone's like, "Oh, okay." And then Fantastic Four looks the way it does. Thunderbolts looks the way it does.
I heard some things about Thunderbolts this week.
Just put it in the private chat. Don't even waste.
No. I don't have to say spoilers. It's not spoilers. I don't know anything spoilery. I heard it's so fucking good.
Okay. It does look very fucking good.
Yeah.
As for me, Creature Commandos, good or bad show? Really good show. Good or bad start to the DCU? I think it's a rocky start. I think it's overall a bad kickoff. But let me specify, this isn't this is a terrible kickoff to the DCU, so it is dead on. Not saying that at all. That's not what this is. But it is a kickoff that puts them in a very compromising position. Not even compromise, not even the right term, but it doesn't put you in the best position in terms of starting out your universe. That's what Creature Commandos is, and I hope they can get past these growing pains. Maybe that's exactly what Creature Commandos is. It's a growing pain that they just have to get through, and it was going to happen no matter what. But the only way we will truly know the answer of its effects for good and for bad, or for nothing, it might make no impact at all, and that might be for the best of the DCU ultimately. We'll only know how good we are in terms of kicking off this universe come next summer with Superman. What was the original title? Superman Legacy.
Which now it's just Superman.
All right.
They have to say it like that.
Superman. Tony Pepper's over here. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to your question. Your questions, rather. And we start with Tobes, good friend of the show. What would you like to see Spider-Man storyline, the Spider-Man storyline be, and what villains would you like to see? In terms of storyline, I don't really have anything specific, because as of right now, we don't even know what they're going for, because we've heard the rumors. They want to make it street level, but they also want to make it multiversal, but they ultimately want to make it street level, but also it fits that it's multiversal because it's a multiverse saga. So as much as I would personally prefer street level Spider-Man, I understand the temptation. I understand the logic to do another multiverse story, because you are in the multiverse saga, and Spider-Man is going to be one of the big fucking players in this saga, and he's going to keep on being one of the main players in the MCU post multiverse. Hopefully, yeah. So I get it either way. Again, I would prefer to see a street level story, but I don't have any specific stories right now that I want to see. Who do I want to see the villains be? I want to see new villains. Give me a good Kraven the Hunter. Give me Venom.
Oh, I see that on Tuesday.
We're not having screeners here. I don't know when I'm going to watch it. Which, by the way, you want to know the most annoying thing?
Huh.
Nosferatu on Tuesday. I fly back home next week, Saturday in the morning. So there probably won't be a show on Saturday. If Sunday works for Zach, we can maybe have one on Sunday, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But on Saturday, there won't be a show. Next Saturday, that is. And again, we're not ending the show. I promise you, we're not ending the show.
I'm not. Unless we're changing the name. I mean, we'll come back in some way.
We're not changing the name or anything. It's just next.
I'm changing the name.
Week,
I'm not calling it This Week in Geek now. I'm going to come back and call it a different name.
But anyway, as I was saying, the moment I am flying back home, there is a Sonics 3 screening, which is very annoying because this is one of my most anticipated films of the year, because my favorite character in the franchise is finally showing up in the films. And on Sunday, I did get an invite to Mufasa. But again, I am back in Portugal on Sunday, so I cannot come to Mufasa.
They're not doing any out there?
I'm sure they are, but it's a 3-hour train ride away. Where if I go to a press screening here in London, it's half an hour.
Looks like you should wait to go on your trip.
I already have the tickets because I have
Push
two
it back.
friends visiting me. They're arriving on the 12th, staying on the 13th, and then we're all flying together Saturday morning. That's the thing. So yeah. I am very annoyed right now. I will still watch those movies. I will still review those movies. It just won't be next Saturday.
You know, all those studios figured out that you were leaving. And they're like, now we'll
exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what they did. They did it on purpose, the bastards. But anyway, like going back to Spider-Man, I don't know like a specific story that I want to see. What I'm about to say is not going to surprise Zach. It's not going to surprise any longtime viewers of the show. As someone whose first exposure to Spider-Man was the animated series from the 90s, I want to see Alistair and Spencer Smythe in live action. With the Spire Slayers, I want to see Peter Parker have to make new suits, start working at Oscorp, or even at Smythe Industries. You can adjust it since you established Norman Osborn doesn't exist. Whatever. Give me a Black Cat who dissuades Spider-Man from remembering, no, I have to get MJ back because I love MJ. And I see so many people annoyed like, oh, why would they bring MJ back to undo this? How is the story not going to be him getting his friends back? Are you a moron? Like, I don't get it. Like, it's storytelling. There's clearly a story there. Zach, what do you want to see in Spider-Man 4?
I mean, there's like 4 different fucking things I want to see. But let me say this. I want to play more of what do I think we're going to see. Mm-hmm. Because I would rather have street level, but it's not going to happen. This is a film that's coming in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. Yeah. It has to be multiversal.
You know what?
Some capacity.
You brought that up. We've actually come to the point where street level, as much as I prefer it,
it can't happen.
Would not make sense.
No, like, I think this takes place.
That's happening.
I think this takes place somewhat. I think this takes place somewhat in a battle world situation, but this is what I think the storyline is going to be. I don't know anything.
Before you go, can I ask if it is set in a battle world? It could be their own version of the Clone Saga.
Yes.
Which a lot of people are mad at now that I just said that, but I'm a fan of the Clone Saga.
So I would love to see that. I think Alistair Smythe would be a great villain set up on street fighting level with Kingpin coming. Like, I think the next one, Spider-Man 5, should be Kingpin. After all this multiverse stuff, do the street level. Then at the end, introduce Smythe. And Smythe could be 6. And then you have Green Goblin, whatever. You could do a whole fuck ton. You have at least 5 more movies you could do with just Spider-Man. But
I don't even think 4 or 5. You have as many movies as you want to make, as long as Tom Holland is on board.
Yeah. So here's the storyline I want, or what I think is going to happen. I think we're getting an iteration of One More Day. I think, but instead of,
I thought I had the hot take.
No, I think Doomsday. I think Doom will be in the film, and I think that's instead of in Spider-Man, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And I think he's taking the role of Mephisto. That's the comic, right? One More Day is when Spider-Man goes to Mephisto, right?
Yep. Makes the deal.
I think instead of Spider-Man going, I think Doom kind of brings him in and says, "Hey, like, what if I give you this?" And this will be basically an ideal world.
Give you your girlfriend and your best friend back, or something like that.
Yep, something. You might even get Aunt May back. What if I give you a world where Aunt May is back, where none of that stuff happened? Huh?
That I don't want to see.
No. I'm not saying like forever. I'm just saying for this film. This is it's a part of the storyline where then maybe midway through he realizes, I don't like this, and then whatever may happen. I think that's how you can.
I don't like having my aunt go back to the grave, you bitch.
And then I think that's maybe how you bring Toby and Andrew back for another Spider-Man film if they want, because they're gonna try and bring him back. I already know.
For Secret Wars, for sure.
I think they're gonna try for this too.
Let's avoid bringing them back already for the next Spider-Man film.
In terms of villains, because I also think, however this film ends, by the end of it, he has the symbiote suit.
Yeah, 100%. And you can still do the symbiote story with Smythe. with Alistair and Spencer
Yep.
instead of
Now,
Harry and Norman.
What villain is in this film? I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Other than I think Doom's in this. I want to see Scorpion though, Mark Gargan, and I want to see what if he has the Venom. What if he has the symbiote thing before Spider-Man? It's happened in the comics, yeah. So I think it would be cool.
One.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
If we're going multiversal, if we're going the one way I wouldn't mind too much seeing Toby and Andrew back in the Spider-Man film with Tom. The Spot.
Oh yeah.
The same spot as in Across the Spider-Verse. The exact same. It's not just that it's the same villain, it's the same exact character. And he's coming across into the MCU as well.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed against it.
If you're, I'm saying this, if you're going to do multiverse, if you're going to bring Andrew and Toby, if you're doing all this shit, make a deal with Sony. So bring Jason Schwartzman back to voice him. Like, there is clearly something that can be done there.
Yeah. There's a lot they can do. I mean, Tom Holland seems happy with whatever they decided.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that's I think he was holding out. If I'm genuinely being honest, I think he was like, let's keep rewriting. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot they could do, but I definitely think if you're going to incorporate Doom, I could see it being a one more day situation.
Yeah. All right. So, what's next?
Lady Aaron, it's been officially confirmed that Hans Zimmer's score for Doom Part 2 is ineligible to be nominated for Best Original Score at the Oscars. What are your thoughts on this? My thoughts? Bullshit. Genuinely, like that's my thoughts. So,
though I agree. That was exactly my answer when we were first asked this, because initially it was disqualified, but then it was eligible, but now it's disqualified again. So it's bullshit. But you know what?
Why is Wicked's allowed to be when Wicked was from a Broadway? I don't understand that one.
From a Broadway.
A Broadway. Yeah.
I'm going to use that term from now on forever.
A Broadway.
This is a Broadway. What? This is a Broadway, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, read the next one question. It's for you anyway.
Lady Aaron, I saw Zach that you saw Interstellar in theaters for the first time recently. How was the experience, and would you like to experience it all over again? I also saw Interstellar for the first time ever last weekend. Nice.
Oh wow.
I mean, I talked about it earlier, so feel free to watch the beginning of the podcast when we do our weekly ranking. But yes, I would love to experience it again. I actually looked for tickets. It is completely sold out every showing for the next week. So up until literally not a like. If there is a seat, it's like all the way down front row. You're gonna be like this the whole fucking time watching the movie. Not worth it. So
you know it's not worth it. The fact that I wanted to go see Interstellar for the 10th anniversary, and turns out our 10th anniversary re-release was back in September.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
that's confusing.
We got it back in September, and
UK problems.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Luis Feliciano, with Euphoria Season 3 officially announced for 2026. Is it officially announced, though? Because it was also officially announced that it was canceled and it was not coming back. So I don't know what's going on. What are your thoughts on it? And if they recast Angus Cloud, who's your pick? I have no pick.
They will not recast Angus Cloud.
I have no idea if they'll recast. If they do recast, it should be an unknown, just as Angus Cloud was.
Have you ever heard the story of how he got discovered?
He was just a guy that was around the set, and they were like, "Do you want to?"
No,
like,
dude. Okay. He was in New York, walking down the street. He did a podcast with the guy from Red Rocket, Simon Rex.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, "Yeah, man, I was just walking down the street in New York, and this lady was like, "Hey, I'm a casting director. Have you ever thought about acting?" He's like, "No." And she's like, "Well, why don't you?" And so he went to the audition, and that was it.
Never happens. That's a lie. I don't believe that story. That doesn't happen. Anyway, I don't know.
I don't believe it's happening. I'm sorry. I genuinely do not believe this series is happening.
Yeah, until I get confirmation, like from Zendaya or from the future ex-wife or from Sav Levinson.
Until they actually start filming.
Yeah,
like exactly. Genuinely, until they actually film.
Even then, I'm like, David Zaslav's going to do something with this. And we're not going to like...
Yeah. Also, why are we waiting this long? It's been...
Yeah, too long.
Does anyone care now? I mean, season 2 was...
2021 or 2022?
I think it was 2.
Yeah, still, we're beyond 2 years now, going into
It'll
3.
be 4.
It's coming out 4 years after. Rue is going to be addicted to spice from Arrakis. All right. Next up. Happy 100th episode to This Week in Geek. Ren and Zach, thank you very much. Will This Week in Geek continue past episode 100, or will this be the final episode of the show and a new show taking its place? No, we are continuing with This Week in Geek. 2025 is a promising year, though. The plan right now is to have more podcasts, all going into the Geekverse feed with Zach. I'm actively planning a wrestling podcast with my best friend from back home. I am actively planning, because right now it's all just concept, in having a Dragon Ball podcast. So that's going to be fun if that happens. And I'm sure Zach would like to be in that one as well. So yeah, lots of podcasts. Definitely will 100% commit to rewrites, more rewrites on the channel. And then a big piece of news next summer. So
when that news comes out, because I might be starting a podcast too. I want that to be the first episode.
Okay, I'd be honored. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited, guys. This is like the coolest news, honestly. Ren is starting his own Pokemon business. He's becoming a Pokemon trainer. That's why the hair's down today.
Yes, I have a lab. Like, it's just off camera. I've created living sentient creatures. I've created actual Pokemon.
And he's not on meth.
And no, exactly.
Because when someone says a lab is off screen, in the United States at least, it usually means there's meth.
It's true.
Dude, I remember when I was in high school, when I took chemistry, the guy was like, "Any questions?" Almost everyone was like, "Do you know how to make meth?" He literally goes to the board and he goes, "I actually do." He starts writing out some equation, and
why are you writing it out?
I don't know.
No one's asking you to prove it.
He was like 22, first year teaching.
22, a teacher.
Yeah. Dude, super smart kid.
Chemistry.
Super smart guy. Fuck. Yeah, super smart.
I didn't even know that was possible or
yeah. Dude, it's wild, like, seeing some of my friends like be teachers at the high school we used to go to now. And I'm like, what the fuck?
So young too. Like, it's the 22 that like does my head in.
Yeah. When he said he was 22, I was like, he looked 22 though. Like, yeah, he looked 22.
All right.
Mr. Dover. That was his name.
Yeah, I'll do this one because the next one is specifically for you.
I don't want it to be specifically for me.
Well, it's on my control, friend. Lady Aaron, thoughts on the official? What the fuck is the unofficial?
The unofficial.
Thoughts on the official live-action Snow White trailer that came out? Really good. I talked about it when it leaked out. It looks great. I should not be this excited for his fucking Snow White movie. But also Gal Gadot can still not act. Zach?
Have they shown what Dopey looks like? Is Dopey in the trailer? Does he look dopey?
I'm pretty sure he's in the trailer, but there isn't a specific shot of him. There's a shot.
If he doesn't look dopey, then what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. I know there's a shot of Grumpy. I believe there's a shot of Doc, but every other shot is like all of them or at least several of them.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the original Snow White animated
film.
film.
I respect it. I admire it. I think it's
same.
Good, but I don't think about it too much.
Yeah, I'm just like,
or at all.
But I'm with you. Like, the trailer looks fun. Looks good.
It feels like they're blending Snow White and Disney Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs with a little bit of Snow White and the Huntsman, which I understand that for most people it may lose the heart of the original. As a big Snow White and the Huntsman fan, I'm into it. So what can I say? Zach, what do you got?
Lady Aaron, so Zach, with the Game Awards happening officially this week, what are you hoping to win some big awards? Astrobot. I think I will be genuine. Well, let me just say this: I will be genuinely disappointed if Elden Ring's DLC wins Game of the Year. I love that DLC. Like I said, I put like 100 hours into it. I fucking loved it this year, but it should not win Game of the Year. And I say that from the most unbiased. That is my second favorite thing I've played this year. But it should not win Game of the Year. Should not fucking win.
Be eligible, just like the Dune Part 2 score is not eligible.
But I will say, I really hope Tekken wins because I want to come back and tell Ren that Tekken won so he can flip the fuck out again. You know, I told my friend to watch the clip.
We should put it up on TikTok.
Yeah.
All right. Lady Aaron, with the yearly annual Spotify Wrapped that came out over the week, what did your Spotify Wrapped look like for this year? Zach, do you want to get us through your top 5 artists and
Post Malone. Basically. Give me a second and I'll pull it up.
Posto Marono. I just saw a movie with Post Malone last week.
Yeah? Which one?
Dear Santa.
Oh, is that good? I want to watch it.
No, it's a waste of a very good idea.
So I can't watch
a very funny idea.
Okay. So Post Malone was number 1 favorite artist. Number 2 is Morgan Wallen. Number 3 is Dan and Shay. 4 was Luke Combs. 5 was Mac Miller. Songs, my number 1 was I Had Some Help. 2 was I Chasing You. 3 was Last Night. 4 Bigger Houses. And 5 Save Me the Trouble.
All right. And here's how different we are. My number 1 artist was Studio Uraki. This is a group that does English covers of anime songs. My second top artist was Nathan Evans. I believe I've talked about this guy before. He's a Scottish artist. I really love his style. Number 3 was Samuel Kim. I did not think I listened to him this much this year. This is an artist who does basically epic covers of anything you can think of. Then Sawano Hiroyuki. This is the composer from Fate Stay Night and Limited Blade Works. And my number 5 artist was WWE because I was listening to a lot of Cody Rhodes and a lot of Roman Reigns and a lot of CM Punk and a lot of Drew McIntyre and all that shit. My top songs was an English cover of the second opening for Attack on Titan. My number 2 song was Joe Hendry's theme song. If you don't know who Joe Hendry is, you need to fix that. Number 3 was a Japanese cover, like anime style cover of Welcome to the Black Parade. And it's fucking incredible. Number 4 is an English cover of one of the intros for Full Metal Alchemist. And number 5, surprisingly, I would even say shockingly, is Nightwish's Storytime, which is a great song. I just didn't realize I listened to it that much. I thought Die With a Smile would be like somewhere in my top 5, but it wasn't. All right, what's next?
Lady Aaron, if you guys were to spend Christmas within your family in your dream location, where would it be and why?
Do you have one?
If money wasn't an option and not worrying about like crowds and stuff, I'd love to do like a snowy New York or a snowy Chicago one where I also wouldn't get like mugged or anything because those are like they're very ghetto, not like the movies.
Edinburgh for me. Edinburgh, Scotland.
Oh.
Near the mountain.
Would you be in a kilt? Would you be wearing a kilt?
I was in a kilt this year when I was doing a show. When I was doing.
But would you wear one for Christmas?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear anything underneath, just as
you
should when you're wearing a kilt. I was wearing it when I was doing the shoot. So yeah. All right, that's way too much information. Lady Aaron, thoughts on Sonic 3 seemingly having multiple post-credit scenes?
Okay, obviously. Cool. Now let's have fun with it though.
Okay.
What are the post-credit scenes? I'm going to assume there's 2. And I'm going to say one is Amy and one is Silver.
I'm going to assume one is Amy or Rouge the Bat or both.
Okay.
And the other one sets us off for the Shadow movie. You're going with the Shadow movie. I will go back to Los Angeles and knock on Paramount's door and punch every single person inside that building in the face if they don't announce a Shadow movie.
Oh, yeah. I've heard a lot about the future of the Sonic franchise. I've heard Shadow basically is like he's getting a movie or a show. But
Yeah.
if he gets a show, it's not like Knuckles. And Knuckles is getting a season 2, guys, but it will be
hope
actually
so.
about Knuckles,
Fucking
but not
hope
about
so. It's
Wade.
it's not like Knuckles.
But yeah, I think there's a lot. I have an idea. I have a theory of how Sonic 3 is going to end. So,
Okay.
Should I say it here? I don't know anything. I'm just like,
you can go for it. Yeah.
I think they're going back to their world. I think they're done with the human shit for the most part. I think Sonic 4 and everything further will be in the Sonic world.
Yes. I so hope you're right. And if you are not, I'm going to be mad at you. I'm going to blame you for that not being the direction if that doesn't happen.
Bro, if it was my direction, Shadow would be coming in putting bullets between the eyes of every human character, like James Marsden, all of them. Kill them all, man. Yeah.
Also, that gun is 1,000% not shooting bullets. It's gonna shoot.
Oh no, energy or some shit. Yeah. So stupid. Give him a shotgun, man.
It's gonna have several modes where it can like wrap someone inside an energy bubble.
Can I be honest? I'm still not sold on Keanu as Shadow.
You're not?
No, I'm still not. I like the casting, but
I think
I need to see. I think I just need to see the movie. I just need to see the movie.
You need to see the Maria sequence.
Honestly, yeah, because like I'm just like trying to imagine Keanu, and I just like I can hear the voice there, and I've obviously seen the trailer, but I'm just like I think I was so stuck on John Berthnall playing Shadow that I was like wanting that more.
That's fair. All right, it's your turn.
Lady Aaron. So I wanted to ask you guys since we're officially in the last month of 2024, what do you guys really want for Christmas this year? And can you guys believe how fast this year has gone by? Cannot believe how fast this year has gone by. What do I really want?
Disgustingly fast.
Yeah.
It is appalling how fast this year went.
Dude, it is almost a year since we first met in person.
It is almost a year since
like literally me and my wife were just talking like, what are we going to do for our 1-year anniversary? Because that's like fucking wild.
You should come to London. What?
Dude, I wish. If we didn't have the kid, probably.
That's true.
Like it'd be so much easier. My friends like hopped on a plane with his like fucking, I think he's like almost a year now. Like 4 or 5 times. They went to the Dominican Republic. I'm like, how was that? He goes, worst thing of my life. Worst thing of my life.
And it's at least I'm guessing it's a much shorter trip than Arizona to London.
Maybe. I would imagine so.
Probably is. Has to be.
But
not short trip, but it has to be shorter than coming back to London.
But what do I want for Christmas? I just want people to be happy, like my friends and my family. I don't like. It's funny. My mom asked me yesterday, "What do you want? Like, really want?" I was like, "I don't care." I was like, "I gave you a list, but I don't care what you buy off of it. If you don't buy anything, I don't care." Like
I had the same conversation. I mean, it wasn't even a conversation. I was just asked. My mom asked, like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I'm like, if I want anything, it's probably like a new lens for my camera, like a more cinematic lens. But like even that, I'd have to research for that. But like I don't know. Like it's generally something I'm not worried about.
Like I'm just like, and my wife was asking me the same thing. I'm like, she's like, if you could only get one thing on your Christmas list, what would it be?
Your wife? You should have said you already gave me a present.
Well, I did tell her that. I did tell her that. And she told me to shut up and pick something. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, this video game. She goes, that's it. Just that video game. I'm like, I guess, yeah. Like, she goes, are you even going to play it? I was like, probably not. But, I wanted
though.
Silent Hill, because I've never played one. I wanted to play the new one.
We still need to play Sparking Zero. We still need to play Sparking.
Dude, I haven't played it in months.
I haven't played it in 2 weeks, I think, because I'm still fucking.
I've been playing Marvel Rivals. I'm
not interested in that one. Sorry.
I know it's not your game.
No,
but Jeff the Shark.
Even the other day, it was a month ago tops. Could have been longer than that, but went out with a few friends from work. Afterwards, we went to a bar, and then the bars were closing. So like at 3 a.m., like let's just all go to like we went to this one friend's place. She actually lives quite nearby, and we were just hanging there, and she turns on the PlayStation. She starts playing Overwatch, and immediately my head came like, "Oh yeah, this is like the vibe of Marvel Rivals." I'm just sitting there, not saying anything, looking at it, and I'm like, "This looks like a fucking nightmare to play."
Dude, I have like 750 hours in Overwatch.
Fuck me.
I
don't get a
love
single thing that's
Overwatch.
going on screen, like at all. There's way
Overwatch,
too many things on screen.
there's a lot going on, and Marvel Rivals is honestly a lot of the same. But
Yeah,
if you,
that's what I
here's
feel.
the thing though, like if you were to just play it and like play as like one of the guys that just shoots, like Marvel Rivals, kind of like when I don't
I'm a
really
terrible
want to think,
shooter. That's the thing too.
then don't play
I
it.
don't like shooters.
But like when I was playing Marvel
It
Rivals,
was Uncharted and The Last of Us.
well, in Last of Us, you don't even have to shoot if you don't need to.
No, I mean even The Last of Us, I have the assisted aim just so I get locked and boom, shoot, and that's it. Goodbye.
So no Call of Duty.
No, not
For
at
you.
all.
That's all I play. That's all.
I wouldn't even
also
say
play.
zero interest. I have negative infinity interest in shooters.
I think I could go professional in Call of Duty if I really tried.
There you go. All right, Lady Aaron, thoughts on Barry Keoghan deactivating his Instagram due to all the harassment that he's been receiving lately? Look, we don't
Do
get
you
into
know about this? Because you're
TMZ.
not into the drama.
I know the drama because I've been a Sabrina Carpenter fan since Girl Meets World. So all you fake mofos who start liking her for her music, they should get the fuck out.
Did you watch the special?
Not yet. I didn't know it was out. I noticed
Wow.
yesterday that it was out, but I was out as well. Like
I have to watch it when I'm out. I'm probably gonna have to watch it on my own time because my wife doesn't like her. So
oh, why?
I think you think she wants to watch a ho ho hoiest special with me? No. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, look, we don't get into the TMZ. Like, sure, have some fun that he made a fumble, but like, chill, people. Why do you care so much about what people you don't know do with their lives?
Yeah, and who knows what's real and what's not? Too.
Exactly. She hasn't said anything. Like, have you considered that? Like, and not to say he did or he didn't do it because she said or she didn't say anything, but she's clearly doing well for herself. She has a Netflix special. She's on tour. She's got great songs out. She's doing fine. She doesn't need Twitter's protection at all. So chill, everyone. Like, why do you care so much?
I think with like his kid, like no one knows the situation with this kid.
No, exactly.
But him and his baby mama.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what's next?
Lady Aaron, what are your most anticipated films to watch for the rest of 2024 that you have not watched yet?
I think the only one I think I'm going to miss is A Complete Unknown. Other than that, there's nothing that I really have interest in or that I'm aware of, to be fair. That I
actually have a list on my Letterboxd of films that I need to see that I missed this year. Strange Darling is like the number one that I'm curious about. There's this stupid movie I want to watch that I bought called Frogman. Very low budget, and it's about a frogman.
Okay. Never
but
heard of it.
I heard it's awful, but I want to watch it.
Okay.
I wanted to watch Cuckoo until your review. And now I don't want to watch Cuckoo, so probably gonna take that off. You know what movie I watched? That Coen brother movie from this year.
Oh, Drive Away Dolls.
That was fucking awful. That was terrible.
Oh, okay.
That was awful. That was flat out one of the biggest waste of times I've ever watched.
I really enjoyed it.
Dude, I was so excited. I was like just flabbergasted. I wanted to like it so much.
It felt like on the surface, it's like one of their darker, like gangster movies, thrillers.
Yeah.
But it is essentially a Big Lebowski kind of story, but
basically,
one of those premises, which is why I really enjoyed it because The Big Lebowski is my favorite comedy of all time.
But today we're gonna watch the Christopher Reeves doc because we haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's so good.
The Order we're gonna try and watch too.
Yes.
And then sometime this week I need to watch Heretic, Night Bitch, A Real Pain. I have all these screeners to watch. A Real Pain, Night Bitch,
The Order, Real Pain, 3 of the best movies of the entire year.
Okay. Can I ask you? So I have Queer and Baby Girl too that I need to watch. Have you seen either of? I know you've seen Queer.
Both of them.
Okay, which one should I watch first?
Queer. And I'll tell you, I don't even have the popular opinion. I adore the first hour of Queer, and then like I admire what it goes for, but I just wasn't resonating with the second half.
So I need
But
because
most of the people love the whole thing.
Okay, so I need to because I don't think my wife's gonna like Queer. If she does not like Luca Guadagnino movies, she should not watch Queer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She has
I
never
love Guadagnino, and even I was like, ugh.
Same here.
know.
But she hated Bones and All. She
Heartbreaking.
she did not like Challengers. She did not like Challengers. I was so sad.
No.
I was so sad. Yeah, I was so sad.
Because
I think Challengers is his easiest movie to watch.
Yeah.
It's most accessible one.
Number 4 of the year, guys.
My number 6, I think 7, 6 or 7.
My number 6 is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
That fell out of my top 20 finally. I love it, but it's not in my top 20, I think, right now. But okay. And Baby Girl
is fine. It's a perfectly solid film. Just don't go into it excited because it is an erotic thriller. Because the erotic scenes are very.
I don't really care about the erotic stuff. Is it? Besides the erotic stuff, is it good or is it?
It's solid. Strange? It's fine. Like there's just nothing remarkable about it. Also, the fact that Nicole Kidman cheats on fucking Antonio Banderas with Harris Dickinson. Are you joking me? Makes no sense. Anyway.
I heard someone say that, and then at a screening I was at, they're like, I don't believe that. And this girl was like, Harris Dickinson is the best looking man right now in Hollywood.
He looks like a cardboard cutout. He's so uninteresting. And I'm
I like him in Triangle of Sadness, though. I like him in Triangle of Sadness.
I enjoy him, and it's like Paul Mescal. Like, good actor. I've never seen anything where it's like, only this guy could have played this role, and I'm going to watch everything this guy does. And all. I'm
starting to like him more. All of Us Strangers really had me.
All of Us Strangers was the first time where I'm like, he is really good in this. Still not an actor that I'm like, he is fantastic, and I'll watch anything he's in. But that's the first movie that I was like, he is really good. And he is really good in Gladiator 2. It's just that the character is not very good. So, anyway. I don't know that this game existed until just a couple of days ago. The Indiana Jones game. I have
my review.
Yeah.
Watch my review.
Where did you get the wig, by the way, Ren, as you look? This is not a wig. This is my hair. This is not a wig. It doesn't go anywhere. The sides are shaved. You see? This is the mane that I grew since 2017. There's no wig to be. Why would I wear a wig? In fact, it was this gentleman right here who convinced me to wear the hair out, because we connected and I was putting my hair up and he's like, let it out. And you know what? He's right, because I don't have continuity issues on the live podcast. No. I only tie it up for reviews because of continuity. Yeah, this is not a wig. How dare you, madam? I know it's very good looking hair. It is.
Watch some of the original Ren Geekness videos. He has it down.
Yeah, when the hair was growing out. Yeah, exactly. All right. What's next? Lady Aaron.
2 more. Right? Yeah.
What is your 3 more? What is your favorite and least favorite Christmas song, and why? I don't have a least favorite. I mean, I do have a least favorite. I absolutely have a least favorite. Mariah Carey, fuck you. I hate you. You've started to make me hate this time of the year specifically for the fact that she comes out of hibernation.
I love the memes of it, man. I think it's fucking.
I love the memes. I hate the fucking song.
The song's decent.
Song. It's always been a shit song. This is not a new thing, by the way. This is not I'm too cool for it. It's always been a shit song. The best Christmas song for me.
I want someone to clip this, post it everywhere. Tell Mariah Carey fans.
Please do. I will get viral off of it if this is what it takes. Whatever it takes.
Well, negativity makes people viral all the time.
Yeah, exactly. My favorite Christmas song is Fairy Tale in New York, easily. Zach?
Rocking Around the Christmas Tree is always my favorite. Any iteration. Like most of the time, like no matter who wants to play around with it. Also, shout out to Justin Bieber's Christmas album. It kind of smacks. Not gonna lie.
I didn't know he had such a thing.
It's actually really good.
All right. Final question.
There's 2 more. There was another one out of it.
Oh, there is. Okay. Go for the. The penultimate.
What's your favorite and least favorite Christmas movie and or Christmas special and why? Same thing. Don't really know least favorite because I wouldn't rewatch stuff. But favorite one for me is Jingle All the Way. It's the number one thing I have to watch every year. But I also love Elf. I also love The Night Before. That is like my personal like I'm just gonna watch. I love it. I know it's not for everybody, but I just what's the guy's name? Levine. Jonathan Levine, I think, is an amazing director. 50-50, this Long Shot. I think when he just works with Seth Rogen, some special stuff comes out. So let me tell you right now. Mm-hmm. In an alternate universe where Stallone did not voice King Shark, Seth Rogen would have been a great King Shark.
Oh my god, that would have been so. I mean, maybe he'll get recast because Stallone's been talking stupid shit this past month. Anyway,
I just kind of try to ignore that because I want to watch Tulsa King. So,
I am unbiased because I am an outsider, so I will freely talk about it. You don't have to worry about that, my brother.
Thank you.
Favorite Christmas movie? I don't have a least favorite because if I don't like it, I never watch it again, never think about it again. Best Christmas movie is Die Hard. Greatest Christmas movie of all time. Go watch the Mount Rushmore episode I did for Cinema Savvy, where we established the Mount Rushmore of Christmas movies. So go check that out. All right. Final question from Lady Aaron. So tomorrow marks the 80-year anniversary that the iconic movie La La Land was released, along with its score and soundtrack in the States. Does the music in the movie still hold up for you guys 80 years after its initial release? Yes.
It's gotten worse. It's terrible.
We both have known each other for a long time because I know exactly when Zach is bullshitting and when he's not. Even has purple lighting on himself talking about La La Land. He can't deny his love for it. It's a masterpiece.
Oh, that's the 5 steelbooks I own.
Exactly. You own more than me, see? It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah. It's a masterpiece that only gets better when you realize the same director made another masterpiece called Babylon.
He's made 3. He's made 4.
He's made 4. Mm-hmm. First Man, Whiplash, La La Land, and Babylon.
He's about to make 5. What he makes next?
Yeah. So you know who's also 4 for 4? Because I haven't seen Nosferatu yet. Robert Eggers, also 4 for 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not 4 for 4 masterpieces, but 4 for 4 films I love. You think The Lighthouse is a masterpiece?
Yes.
No, shut the fuck up.
Yes, I do.
No, it's a live act. Do you like SpongeBob?
No, I don't.
You should.
You know what?
You should.
You know what I like?
The Lighthouse is literally an R-rated version of SpongeBob.
Nope. The Lighthouse, it's literally Greek mythology, and I'm a Greek mythology.
So is SpongeBob.
But doesn't fit with SpongeBob. SpongeBob fits with the Lighthouse for me.
No, you should watch SpongeBob. Yeah, I want you to give me an essay about why the Lighthouse is entertaining, but give me a fucking video on or a paragraph on why and explain the Lighthouse to me, because all it looked like to me was a bunch of farts.
Okay, I will explain to you, because it's literally the legend of how man came to have fire and how man angered the gods. And he imprisoned Prometheus forever. And that's what happens at the end of the film.
Yes.
He is Prometheus.
Where's my copy of it? I like this movie, by the way. It's the only one I did not give a perfect score to.
I didn't give it a perfect score.
I gave it a B+, I think.
I either gave it an A or an A-.
What's your ranking of his films right
now? The Witch, The Northman.
Okay.
Why am I'm blanking on one?
No, he only has the 3, and then Nosferatu.
Oh, the 3. Okay, so he's coming for the 4th. Okay, he's going to tie up with Giselle. Fine. Yeah, it's that. It's the Witch, The Northman, The Lighthouse.
Solid.
Yeah. All right, everyone, and that does it for episode 100 of This Week in Geek. Thank you so much for joining us for 100 episodes, 99 episodes, 1 episode. No matter how long you've been here, thank you so much for being with us. We will be back maybe next week, probably 2 weeks from now. So until then, love each other and love the movies. Bye-bye.